Heyo everybody, Haku here with my double live reaction for Boku no Hero Academia chapters 353 and 354. Sorry, I just, my brain, looking at it, I keep getting the 3s and 5s mixed up for some reason. Also, this is the second time I've tried to record this intro, because every time I try to start, I feel like I'm about to sneeze, and I have that feeling now. I don't know why, I just have that feeling that you have to sneeze, but it's just not coming. It's just not happening. And it's really bothering me right now, but that is completely unrelated to this. So sorry. But last week, I will admit, on Sunday, I forgot that Hero Academia existed. I totally forgot about it last week. And then by the time Monday or Tuesday came around and I remembered, I was like, I can just wait and do a double reaction. Because of the way the arc is going now, I've mentioned it a bunch before. I don't dislike it, but at the same time, I'm just there's so little we get every week that, I don't know, reading weekly is a struggle now. Again, it's so weird because it's not even not good or anything. It's just that reading weekly is a struggle right now, just because of the way it's naturally paced and everything. Also, I'll say after finishing off the Dabi stuff last time, I think it's a solid ending. It's alright, but at the same time, this arc as a whole, like I've mentioned a bunch before, I just feel like this whole final arc, the entirety of the final Dabi stuff, maybe it'll be better rereading, it probably will be better rereading, but at the same time, to me, it's just we got years, we got hundreds of chapters of incredible build-up that was just so good and so detailed, and then I feel like the finale just doesn't live up to the quality that the build-up had. Again, I'm sorry if people disagree, but I just feel like the build-up, the 300 chapters that we got leading up to this final arc, this final arc seems a little anticlimactic. It just seems, I don't know, a little meh compared to how good the stuff that got us here was. But either way, we're going to start off with 353, Endeavor. And we have a color frontispiece of Shoto. Cool. Alright. Now we're seeing Dabi and him. He's down. Dabi is down. I can't imagine how painful that must have been, but he pulled it off. The boy did it. Shoto beat the blue flame. Follow in Shoto's footsteps. This big guy's the last one standing. And they're attacking this Nomu creature. Overwhelm it with everything we've got. We've got the advantage in numbers. Only because our block got the lucky drawback there. Think about Kunieda or Gashly. It'd be a totally different story if we were dealing with Tartarus escapees like them. Since we got so lucky, we gotta spread some of the luck around and even the playing field. So are they gonna be important characters that characters have to fight? Are we doing these fights with them after the Dabi fight? That seems weird. Or is it just one of those things that Horikoshi occasionally does where he brings up something and it just doesn't actually pan out? The news from Kamino Ward's Ground Zero reached Tsukauchi's team in the command center. Todoroki, kid. It was a rocky start, with Midoriya warping to the wrong spot, but this victory feels like a good omen. Spread the word, All Might. Jaku Hospital ruins outside Gigantomachia's detainment facility. All squads heard the good news. Sounds like Todoroki got the job done. And see, I like this, keeping the morale up by announcing each victory. The way he's got his head in the clouds had me worried for nothing. I love that kid. We had this sneak attack all set up. Why are they ready for us? It was all a ruse on their part, pretending to be scattered and without unity, but they had several dozen heroes stationed here prepared to go on the offensive. They must have foreseen that our detached force would try to steal back this powerhouse during the operation. However, they've squandered their resources, and we're seeing this guy from before. The era of liberation is at hand. These purveyors of falsehood will be crushed beneath our boots, just like that UA school teacher. And we have Mina reacting, sorry I'm late. Red, the escort mission's done, Pinky. Let's do this, people. And then Kirishima's shown up. Our very own Todoroki showed everyone what a duty is. We gotta stay strong and hold this defensive line. Now we have National Takoba Arena. We have to celebrate his win when the battle's over. I remember people saying he'd be outmatched. Up in the sky, UA main building. Didn't expect any less from you, Todoroki. And he used his actual name. Considering this matchup, it's clear that the priority with those cages was splitting up only the primary fighters on our side. As for dealing with us dregs, you plan to improvise on the spot once in battle. On what basis, though? Trust? Hope, perhaps? This design's cool. Such things, invisible to the eye, coat this planet like an oppressive membrane. I like this design. So cool looking. What are you, some kind of alien? This planet, you say? This is about empirical utility and harm. None of those who've deceived him in the past have survived for long. Exceptions will not be tolerated. Because of Dictator's failure, my turn never came around. But now I can demonstrate my utility to All for One as one of his assassins, and we have Tartarus escapee Kunieda. And the dregs that I mentioned. We'll all be coming after you unceasingly, Yuga Aoyama, the bat of Aesop. Merci. Shoto took down Dabi, and we have present Mike announcing it. It was a cruel duty placed on him, says Shoji, but he stood tall and faced it anyway. And he's fighting, it looks like a giant spinner. Dabi lost. No chance in hell. This has got to be information warfare. Yeah, that's all it is. Like I need any of that crap. He always had everything. A reason to live on. A goal. Power, too. Things I lacked. His convictions could never fail him, right? Everything. They locked up Kurogiri, but we're taking him back, in order to destroy the status quo. For Shigaraki's sake. For our sake. To demolish the system that oppressed us. Todoroki, I'm so proud I made it into your class, thinks Shoji. And now we see Ida and Todoroki. Your engine stalled, right? Sorry. You have nothing to apologize for. How's he still alive in this state? Oh? And then, is that his eye that gleams? Oh no, it's something in the center of his chest it looks like, actually. What on earth is he doing? Maybe the Dabi fight isn't over. And of course, word reached here too. Gunga Mountain, Villa Ruins. What does that face imply? Affection? Grief? Here it comes. Don't listen. Don't pay him any mind, Endeavor. And we have Endeavor and Hawks. You refused to take a good look at Toya, foisting the task onto little Shoto instead. That must have been your decision, right? And you justify that choice by being here? Heroes just have so much to protect, right? Here come the mind games. This is why you lose, number one. And he starts activating powers with all of his fingers. So odd. So odd. Oh well. Now though, now we get to move on to chapter 354. It feels good. That was a good chapter. That was really, really good. But not only that, now I don't have to stop reading. I don't have to say, well, that was a good chapter, but now we have to wait until next week. Now I get to read a second one, and it feels so good. Honestly, I guess let me know what you think in the comments. But honestly, I might start reading like this. I might start going every other chapter, every 3 chapters. Let me know what you think is best. But I actually like being able to read more than one chapter at once. All for One has one glaring weakness. Number 354, Oopsie Daisy. His life support mask, as if it wasn't obvious enough. The data from Stain confirmed that he took his whole rig with him during the prison break. It's clear that he can't function without it. Surely the man himself knows that better than anyone. Standard practice would be to hit him with sheer numbers, except that this guy can steal away quirks. No way are we going to let him take out our valuable fighters and give himself a boost. So it'll be me and number 1, the strongest small team, hitting him as hard as possible with our combos. Ignoring me. How rude. And he sends the crescent-looking blades from the one middle finger that we saw at the end of last chapter. Endeavor. Hell Curtain. And he creates a wall of flame, and then Hawk sends his feathers through it. Such obvious tactics over and over. From you, the man who used to be fast. And then it looks like he tries to cut him from behind, but it's blocked by the murky goop. Since Recovery Girl's efforts couldn't bring you back to your prime, your few remaining feathers need aid from prosthetic ones to bring you up to even this speed. Okay, so Hawks did sustain permanent damage. So we're both crippled, huh? And then he backs out and Endeavor comes in. We can't have our fighters down below getting hit by the sort of shockwave that took out a chunk of Kamino. Keep the action close and finish him with point-blank attacks, all without letting him touch us. See, this is so cool, and this hypes me for Endeavor and Hawks and makes me love the two of them, two of my absolute favorite characters. You see the Endeavor figure behind me. I mean, we also got Stain and All for One down there. But it just makes me hype for them even more, because they're fighting this guy with like multiple quirks, extremely powerful. Like, they're fighting him hand to hand, up close and personal, and also protecting all these other people by fighting him that way. Like, they're basically fighting at a handicap, you know what I mean? It's so cool. Vanishing Fist. And we have Endeavor's attack going off. The intense heat passes through my hardened flame fan. I can reflect it with impact recoil. And Hawks won't give me an opening to strike back? But Hawks, your timing doesn't quite match up. It almost seems like Endeavor's heart isn't in it. Let's keep this up, Hawks. We're landing damage on him. He doesn't have anything like hyper regen. Alright, behold Endeavor. Everyone's fighting so hard to fulfill their role. Even the novices among them are focused on the battle at hand, and we see some of the students. So, why does it feel like your head is somewhere else? Maybe because your masterpiece mopped up your failed experiment? Aren't you delighted? Shut up. He's provoking you, just like he did to All Might and Kamino. Think back. You should know. For ages now I've had my eye on your twisted longing for power. And the thing about me is, when I come across fertile ground, I can't help but sow seeds. You never did find Toya's body, did you? And then he looks surprised. For real, he still had such a nasty card to play? A man living on in order to atone can't just make a clean break the way I did. It's obvious. Right now he could not have fought and beat Dobby. That's why I gotta be here to support him. Sorry, I just thought the irony in the bad thing that Endeavor did in the past was beat his kids, but the good thing he couldn't bring himself to do was beat his kids. You're on duty right now. Or wait, your duty right now is taking down All for One without delay. So keep a cool head. All for One. And then he loses it. Oopsie daisy. And then it looks like he uses this transformation to tear through him. Jeez. Endeavor. And I'm assuming that his entire arm got taken there. Endeavor. For you now. Can you dodge at this range? Nagant's replacement. Nope, I can't dodge. But if nothing else, Endeavor can use Prominence Burn, so if I keep him alive... And then we have Tokoyami and Jiro coming in. I love Jiro, one of my favorite characters too. Heartbeat Wall. Jeez. And then Hawks looks surprised. And of course Tokoyami has to protect him. Just like before. Whoa there, keep it steady. I'm not used to flying. I'm barely holding it together up here. You must endure your phone jack. And if you don't mind, keep your rear end still, or risk flustering me. Oh, shut up. Tsukuyomi, and that Class A girl. Keep back, you've got no place in this fight. He'll slaughter you. I may be a poor substitute for Endeavor himself, but you and I are also capable of teamwork. The pesky gnats that swarm about, one for all. In the old comic I used to read, there were jobber characters who only existed so the Demon Lord could show what he was made of. How about you save that line until you've actually beaten us, all for one. You got that? That's great. Another great chapter. Both of those chapters were great. And it feels, like I said before, it feels a lot better reading. It feels a lot better reading 2 chapters at once. So I may do this again. It's the thing I'm torn the thing I'm torn with. I didn't get spoiled on any of this, but the thing I'm afraid of, if I do try to wait and be like, I'll read 2 chapters at once or 3 chapters at once, I'm afraid I'll like get spoiled somewhere along the way. That's the fear, really. But yeah, that was really good. That was really fun. A great 2 chapters. I really enjoyed them. There's still a lot of interesting stuff going on. They mentioned not finding Toya's body. Dabi still has some kind of weirdness going on. So something else might be happening there. The fight might not be over. I like the side stuff we're getting. Personally, I really want to see the side stuff. Like, I want to see the spinner fight. I want to see, like, the little individual fights for Class 1A characters. But we didn't really get that for the most part in the Liberation War, so I'm not really expecting it as much as I would like it. And also it would feel weird if the Dabi stuff is over, which because of the stuff we got in these 2 chapters, I'm not 100% on. There might be some sort of crazy transformation, something planted within his body by All For One. I don't know what could possibly happen next with Dabi. But if that is over, then it would feel weird for like the little, I don't again call them jobber fights. It would feel weird for them to come after the Dabi fight. But then again, the Dabi stuff might not be over. So yeah, that was really good. And honestly, I don't mind not seeing the Shigaraki stuff. I don't mind not seeing Izuku for a while. Like, have Izuku traveling to him and the others holding him off. Just have that off screen for a while and let's focus on the other stuff. And then we can get to that for the finale as expected. But yeah, I don't know. I really enjoyed it. Thank you so much for watching. I'm going to go ahead and end the video. Like if you did like the video, comment down there to tell me what you thought of these chapters, my first thoughts and reaction. Subscribe for more Hero Academia, much more on the channel. Follow on Twitter if you want. If you want a link to the Discord server, ask and I can give you a link. If you'd like to help support the channel on Patreon, it's patreon.com/Haku of the Tubes, or a link will be in the description. Thank you to those of you who are already patrons. And either way, that's it. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you all next time.